coughing before I make this video, or I won't make it. You know I ain't gonna edit it out. Get that up out of my system. Barely making these videos. And you know I ain't editing it. Nothing. Today's topic of discussion, consistency. Hard, but it's not hard. Consistency is hard, but it's not hard. Now, I wanted to make a follow-up to my other video in regards to consistency because it was a few other points that I wanted to make, or I just wanted to further clarify. My wife thought I should just leave it alone. She thought the point was well made, but I just want to do some videos. I want to make sure I'm heard. I got to get the last word in, as my mama and grandma used to say. Thinking about consistency, I think about it being hard and it not hard. It depends on who you're talking to and what your motivations are that distinguishes between the two. And in that past video, you'll see that I elaborated on both instances of it, and I kind of bounced back and forth. But I'm going to let you know on why it's hard, not hard. Really, in reality, what I'm thinking of, my thought process behind the whole topic of these videos and this subject matter is, it's not hard. It comes down to making up your mind beforehand. Now, for the people that it may seem difficult to be consistent, I think it comes down to this. Matter of fact, I know it comes down to this. It comes down to overpromising, not really thinking before you're talking. You just putting stuff out there. So now you're left with all of these promises. Man, why did I say that? Man, I gotta uphold and do this. And the other thing is, when you're trying to move ahead, climb up that mountain, you gotta push yourself sometimes. A lot of the times when things are good for us, or we need to do, eating, exercise, whatever the case may be, it causes for you to either offer some restraint in some areas, some fortitude, will to keep pushing on ahead in other areas. And it takes consistency to do that. But I still stand by what I say when I stated that it goes back to you having your mind made up on what you want to do. Now let's tackle that first point. When I was talking about people who are inconsistent, they'll find this, man, it's hard on doing this in regards to just keeping up with the checks that your mouth write. That's the reason why we talk about being slow to speak up on things, not being a people pleaser, not just really dancing other people's beat and tune. And I've talked about I have to try to pull from a few different instances of where I've mentioned in other videos where I've stated, no matter how difficult it may be, I didn't say it in these words, I used it through an example, but hopefully I remember some of those examples so I can flesh it out. No matter how hard it may be, when you're standing right there in the face of a person and you're talking to them and they're trying to twist your arm and getting you to commit to something that you know you don't want to do. Or they just kind of sprung it on you and you really don't know how you feel. So, and just kind of going with the flow, you say, yeah, I'll do it. And then when you leave, you have no intentions of doing it. It's just and getting out of their presence, or you have a problem with telling people no. First thing is, know who you are. Know what you're trying to do. Now, let's hang on to that example for a minute when I'm thinking about that. Even though on the surface it may seem like, hey, look, I'm escaping confrontation, which really shouldn't be any confrontation in what you're doing. I say that as I've, narrowly skated out of a confrontation or had to diffuse things that I just flat out said no to. Trying to think if I wanted to go down the road of this example or just keep on with this. Two, and I'm just going to say, the second thing up behind that, when you're tackling it up front and just being honest in what you intend on doing or not doing, then it alleviates things down the road. People know how to approach you different. In a way, it goes along the lines of setting up those boundaries. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tackle that example. I don't think I've shared this one before. I remember it was one instance, a family member was moving, right? The hand was really being forced at it through a series of, we'll just say, events that was causing them to have to move. Well, at the time, I had what I had on my plate, and I have a truck. So I was like, I'm down helping you move. You know, it's cool. We gonna have to do this today because I'm busy for the rest of the week. The time I'm not gonna be able to come back to this. If you're counting on me being a part of it, then we need to move now. But if not, then you'll just have to work it out up front and tell them that. The other people that was going to be assisting in this move said the same thing, was right behind me, 100%. So I thought, I'm going to give a little bit of the background behind this person not wanting to move. This person didn't want to really move at this point in time. Now keep in mind, wasn't working, didn't have anything on their plate. Nothing. I'm trying to get my daughter around because it's Sunday. I need to know, it was Saturday when we were talking about doing it. Sunday, I needed to get ready for the work week, and there was things that I had to do, and so on and so forth, right? Again, this person and these people had nothing to do. So I said what I said, and I stood on that. Person was just, they were kind of in a mopey mood, I'm just trying to basically process things. I don't know what things other than they really didn't feel like moving, but hey, there's a lot of times I don't feel like moving, but hey, you gotta move. We're adults. This is what we do. Next day rolls around, Sunday. Remember all those people that were standing behind me? 10 toes down. Yeah, we with Ayin. You don't do this now, we ain't doing it. Everybody folded. All right, let's go on ahead and get this person moved. And I'm like, y'all want to go ahead and do that? You're going to have to do it without me because I told you yesterday on what I'm doing. Conflict was about to ensue. Not from the individual that was doing the move, the people that were behind me, supposedly backing me up and doing the move in that instance. Getting mad off of my truck. Oh, come on, this is what we need to do, blah, blah, blah. Everything from your family handbook. This is what family's about. Everything you think of was thrown at me. I'm like, no, I'm getting ready to go because I already told you I had things to do. I'm not bluffing with this. And I didn't. But that further proof, I don't know if I'm looking at the camera or not. I'm using this phone. Kind of hard to see this camera unlike when I'm actually using my camera. Probably gonna be looking cross-eyed in this video. I went ahead and I moved on. They knew not to ask me anything else in regards to whatever it was again. Another instance, I remember, I think I shared this example in a recent video. Me and my wife were going somewhere to get something done, right? Take care of something. Talking to an individual. They were promoting something that they were doing or a part of, right? I was like, oh, okay, yeah, good. They extended an invitation. I'm like, okay, all right. Thank you. As I was walking off, they knew. I knew because I didn't give a yay or a nay. I just said, oh, okay, yeah, thank you. I didn't commit as I intended on not doing. Or wait a minute, as I intended to do. I intended to blatantly not commit to what they were advising me of because I thought that was fine and good and it was a cordial gesture, but I didn't want to do it. So as I was walking off to seal the deal and put the pressure on, this person said, hey, yeah, see you there? I turned around and I said, no, I didn't say that. I said, thank you. And whatever else I just got done saying up off of it. Didn't say that I was coming. Person said, I can appreciate that. I can respect that. I think that's what they said. I can respect that. Okay. Because they knew what they were doing. I knew what they were doing. But it kept from being further let down in case I was to ever see this person again. Never did, but in case I would see this person again. Hey, yeah, you, the one to make the YouTube videos, you lied. You said that you was doing X, Y, Z. Didn't see you. But that didn't happen. Didn't see him. Plus, I just hung on to what I wanted to do. So that's what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about consistency being hard, not hard. The reason why I use those examples, because those were both easy examples through the pressure and the people and the situations and the things that were around and the boundaries that I had to protect and confrontation that was right on the edge that I had to defuse and still stick to what I was doing and keeping that consistency through and through. So on one hand, some people might say, man, that was hard. And you had to tell that person to their face you weren't coming or attending and doing this. You had to tell this other one, even after all other people were standing up, against you on, yeah, you weren't going to help them do up with this move. I don't know if you can do that. I'm not confrontational. It ain't about being confrontational. It's about standing up for you. So that's what I think about consistency being hard, not hard. It goes back to your motivations on what are you trying to do? I know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep my slate clean. I don't know what tomorrow may bring. Wasn't even trying to rhyme, just off the top of my head. But seriously though, I don't know what I'm doing up tomorrow. The older that I get, the more that I feel that way. On some things where I feel that I truly want to commit to, I'll tell you. And like I said in that other video about consistency that my wife said that I'd have to do this follow-up video because it was clear she understood on what I'm saying, but I just wanted to make sure, is if I'm going to say that I'm going to do it, you better know that an emergency or something came up to where I couldn't do it. Something has come up. It's more than a just, nah. Now, don't get me wrong. You're free to change your mind. There's been instances where I've changed my mind and I've let whomever know that I may have been speaking to. That's what I'm talking about. Consistency on being you, knowing how you operate. See, excuse me. See, in that other video, I'm trying to think of how I so eloquently put it. That's consistently being me. Consistency doesn't necessarily mean always doing, always not doing. You can hop back and forth on doing and not doing, but it's just on standing by on what you say. It comes back to integrity. It comes back to having your mind made up. That's the topic of this video. I'm fixing to close it on out. Because I think that I'd have made my point out of 2 videos. Consistency is hard, but not hard. You know what you're doing, and what you set out to do, it's not hard. Now we got some goals and some other things that you're trying to chop down, trying to commit yourself to do to stay on task. Might be a little difficult with yourself. Like a lot of the sayings out in the world. The biggest battles that you fight are within inside. End of this video. Stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged. I'm Ayin. Y'all have a good one.